Now you're probably asking yourself, why did he just put the top up if he's got shorts on and it's sunny outside? It's because she's a dirty girl. Attacked by a pterodactyl. Attacked by a pterodactyl. Unacceptable. Plus I haven't washed it for probably 2 months now, so it's time to do it. It's almost winter time. She needs a bath. It's time. So I'm going to do that. And then we're going to talk about 5 things I hate about it. That. It's not easy to come up with 5 things to hate about this thing. But I did come up with 5. Let's talk about it. Five things that I hate about the S2000. It doesn't taste very good. Of course, I just got over strep throat, so bear with me. Number 5. I am 6 foot tall, okay? I guess slightly taller than average, but to be honest, pretty much average. I would say that anybody under 6'2" is okay in this. Anything over that, and it's just not comfortable enough to drive. Now, I know there's plenty of people that are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", that probably drive one of these things. It's like, oh no, it's fine, no problem. All I had to do was, put a racing seat in and, notch it back 4 or 5 inches. Well, that's fine, but I'm talking stock form, okay? Stock form. Now, let me show you one of the biggest pet peeves or hates that I have about this car, okay? When I'm sitting here, let's assume it's cold outside, or well, let's say sub 55, because if it's 55 and the sun's out, top's down. If it's cold outside, or it's raining, or whatever, the top is up. When the top is up, you see where my eye level is, okay? My eye level is about right here on the windshield. See that? So, if I'm at a stoplight, and the stoplight is about right there, and I need to see that way, I can't see stoplights. I actually have to leave a little bit of a ribbon of dirt on the inside of my windshield to see the reflection of the green, red, or yellow that is shining down from a stoplight. Now, if I'm lucky enough that the stoplight is across the street, that's great. But most stoplights are like, here's the line, here's the light, straight up, 20 foot in the air. It is so frustrating. Then you get this. Then you got this car. You got this car right here. You're trying to look all cool. You're trying to look all badass. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, you're at a stoplight and you're like this. Like a little grandma trying to see the light. Is it green yet? Can I go? Can I please go? That's my number 5. All right. Now we're going to talk about number 4, 3, and 2. They kind of all go together, but they are technically separate. So let's talk about those now. So our neighbor's across the street. He's got a vet. It's pretty sweet. You gonna take the vet out today?
Thinking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Should go for a ride with him.
Absolutely. Anytime. Yeah, he's got a really sweet vet. I think it's a C5 silver. Doesn't drive it a whole lot, which I would, but anyway, let's talk number 4, what I do not like, what I hate about the S2000. Okay? The S2000 is not fast. Not by any stretch of the imagination is the S2000 fast. That being said, it is quick. Okay, it's quick around turns. It's darty through traffic when you need to be. It's very nimble. It's very capable. Okay, but it is not fast. A V6 Accord could outrun this. Okay, a V6 Ford Escape can give this thing a run for its money. Believe me, unfortunately, they have. Now, I could say, oh, it's because it's got 180,000 miles on it, and you know, I typically don't drive it very hard. I baby it. You know, I don't race this thing. I'll certainly never admit to it on camera. To be honest, I don't. But when you're getting on an on-ramp, or you've got to go through traffic and get here, get there, and you know there's somebody trying to block you, and you're trying to get ahead of them, and they don't want to let you. Sometimes, depending on what the car is, I've got to go, wait a minute, I know that Accord could block me, or I know that diesel truck that's got, you know, 800 horsepower and 1,500 foot-pound of torque because it's chipped and that's all they did to it, can block me. Just doesn't make it easy to get in front of people. Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Golly, she looks good though. I gotta say, she looks good. It is not fast. That was number 4. Number 3, which goes along with that, is bolt-ons do nothing. I don't care how much money you spend on your bolt-ons. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a $1,500 header. I don't care if it's $2,000 exhaust. I don't care if it's a $800 cold air intake system. It doesn't matter. It's not going to make this car any faster. If anything, in a quarter mile, you're talking hundredths of a second faster, and you could easily spend $5,000 on just regular bolt-ons on this thing. The only way to get power is forced induction on this, which is supercharged or turbocharged, and then you're looking at least $5,000 just for the product to do that. And then you got to put it on, and then you got to tune it, and this and that. It's just not easy. You know, you could take a 91 5.0 Mustang that I'm pretty sure had about 190 horsepower from the factory, put headers on it, put exhaust, put a cam in it, and you've got 350, 400 horsepower, just like that. It's insane. This car is so tuned to the max already from the factory that it's just not worth it to even try to do bolt-ons. And that's why I've got a $50 eBay intake, a UK mod that costs 120 bucks, and that's it. I've got different brakes, but brakes are more of a safety issue. I don't see those as a performance issue, especially with a car that's only got 237 horsepower and 156 foot-pound of torque. You're not really going to get yourself in a situation where you're going to need any kind of crazy brake setup. And as you can see, all I have is drilled rotors. Okay, that's a painted rotor, or that's a painted caliper. So drilled rotor, painted calipers, you know, pretty sure I'll spend about 140 bucks on that setup. So I'm not dumping money into this thing because I know there's no point. Now, if I ever get to the point where I can actually have the motor built properly and supercharge it, I would. That's a long ways off. That's a lot of videos and that's a lot of ads. So that is my number 3. Now, along with 4 being that it's slow, and 3 being that you really can't do anything to fix that unless you dump a bunch of money into it, number 2 is everybody wants to race. Now, granted, my car is bright yellow, and that may be one of the many reasons, but everybody wants to race me. Everybody. I've got Cavaliers and Passats and trucks, every single truck imaginable. If I see a truck that has dished wheels, it's going to try to race me. Never fail. Never fail. It's going to try to race me. Cobalt SS's, for whatever reason, it's a magnet for cobalts. I don't understand it. Everybody wants to race. And I am 32 years old. I've already dealt with that in a previous life. I'm not going to do that again. I got 2 kids. I got a mortgage. You see this? This prevents me from doing anything like that anymore. Now, I could always go to SCCA events and autocross it, but it's my daily driver. I can't do that yet. But everybody wants to race. Would you want to race that? See? You want to race it. That's what happens. It's bright yellow, tops down, I'm cruising around, I got my Wayfarers on. People want to race me. Maybe it's the beard. I don't know. Maybe it's the beard. Anyways, that's my number 2. Now my number 1, and it's probably going to be the most controversial. My number 1 hate on this car is kind of lengthy. And the first part of that is they don't make it anymore. Okay, obviously 2009 was the last year that they made this car. They had some great additions, the CR, I mean, what a car. Not any faster than a regular one, but more capable on a track, more capable on the road. Of course, you had to buy the radio back from Honda for whatever reason. Came with a hard top, which $5,000 for a hard top. No, I'll just stick with that. A little bit of black fabric right there. But there have been renderings online, gossip online, everybody talking about, oh, they're going to replace it with a baby NSX. There's going to be a baby NSX. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And my biggest fear, and the thing that I hate the most, is that, and please prove me wrong, Honda will find a way to mess this car up if they ever try to make it again. Have you seen the new Civic? Have you seen the new Accords? They're not that great looking. They're just not. I love Honda. The engineering is incredible. But they're going to mess it up. They're going to make it something that this is not. This car right here, okay? This car right here is a legend in its own right. And I'm not saying that because I own it. I've always wanted one since it came out, don't get me wrong, but this car is a raw emotion driver's car. That's what it is. That's what it was. That's what it was meant to be. Okay? You've got a pedal connected to a throttle body with a wire. It's not wireless. I know the AP2s, the later ones were. I disagree with that completely. Throttle by wire is a travesty to the automotive essence, okay? People like me who understand and appreciate what this car is capable of do not want to see a baby NSX. I don't want a hybrid. I don't want something that isn't equivalent to this as far as the driver input, the feel of the car, and just the overall setup is perfect, literally perfect on this vehicle. Now, earlier I said I hated that it wasn't fast, but it's not meant to be super fast. It's meant to be a driver's dream, and that's what this is. But that's my number 1. I really fear that Honda is going to find a way to screw it up if they try to make another one like it, or another S2000. Please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. And when you do, I am more than willing to drive the first one, take it out for a spin, and review it the way it should be. But please prove me wrong. Well, she looks good. The top is dry. Now I gotta run to the store. Let's take a little trip. So I get in the car and start heading down the road. I realize my SJ cam doesn't have an SD card in it. One of those days. Alright, so we're at my local grocery store. I want to show you something that makes me twitch. See this? Who are these people? Look at this. These people are allowed to vote. I didn't even use a cart today, and I've got to fix that. I'm too OCD to let that go. Just thought I'd share that with you. All right, so I know everybody's going to have their own opinion about the 5 Things I Hate video. Obviously, there's quite literally hundreds. Ooh, a white GTR. That was really fast. Okay, anyway. There's literally hundreds of 5 Things I Hate videos regarding the S2000. There's hundreds of 5 Things I Love videos about the S2000 as well. So you know my 5. What are your 5? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If there's nothing that you hate about it, I don't believe you, but let me know. You can always find something you don't like or dislike about the car you have, no matter what it is. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm going to mosey on home and try to forget about the little buggy experience. Talk about things you hate. If you just walk by the buggy corral and throw the buggy in there, I don't think you need to be breathing or breeding or a lot of things. Anyway, I'm going to head home. Oh, look, it's a Mustang. Let me upshift so he doesn't think I want to race him. Just go on. Yeah, I know. V6, a lot of chrome. I understand. It must be real fast. Anyway, be safe. Tell your family you love them. And have a great night.